Today we're finding out if the new Triomes from Streets of New Capenna mean it's finally time to Cammy War in Standard. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. And this week we're heading to New Standard to see if the return of Triomes in Streets of New Capenna means that the Cammy War is finally playable. And this deck is, oh my goodness, it is ridiculously sweet. So let's talk about our 5-color Cammy War pile. Jump into some games, see it in action, starting with our namesake Cammy War. So the Cammy War, it's really expensive. It's 5 colors, but it's really powerful. It comes down, exiles something, then it bounces something and makes our opponent discard. So that's already a 2-for-1, 2.5-for-1. And then it flips around into this huge 6/6 flyer that when it attacks, we get to return a card from our graveyard that our opponent chooses, and it gets even bigger. So then it becomes like a 3-for-1 and a 4-for-1. So basically, all this to say, Cammy War is actually incredibly powerful. The downside is it's 5 colors in 6 mana. The reason we're playing this now is we got these new Triomes, thanks to Streets of New Capenna, which actually makes it possible to consistently cast these big 5-color cards. So we have every single one of the new Triomes in the deck, along with a bunch of the Innistrad lands, a bunch of the Pathways, even a few Channel lands. So of course, Cammy War, why it's really good, it's a little slow if it comes down on turn 6. So we got a bunch of ways to ramp into it. Azeka got out of the tree, we'll talk more about that in a minute, but its front side is a ramp spell. The Celestis, Azusa's Many Journeys, Fable the Mirror Breaker can make treasure tokens. Binding the Old God got much better with the new Triomes because it can actually tutor out dual lands with its second lore counter without playing the bad snow-covered lands. Courier's Briefcase, kind of a weird one, but it's actually one of the most important cards in the deck. It turns into like a weird Lotus Petal, being sack it to make a man of any color, so it is a way to ramp into our big stuff. It also makes a 1/1 chump blocker to keep us alive early, and since we're a 5-color deck, we can activate its card draw mode, and when we're drawing 3 with it, it's actually just a really good card. So we got a bunch of these ramp spells to get down Cammy War early. Then we have a really sweet backup plan. There's actually 2 backup plans in the deck, but the most exciting is a Prismatic Bridge. So Prismatic Bridge, another 5-color card that used to be really hard to cast, but got easier thanks to the new Triomes. Our deck has exactly 6 creatures. It's got 2 Azekas, which the backside is the Prismatic Bridge, and then 4 Titan of Industry. So the idea is, let's say we ramp into a Prismatic Bridge, maybe on turn 4, we are going to flip into almost always Titan of Industries. Yes, there's 1 Azeka if we didn't draw the second one. So there is like a 20% chance we get low roll and hit an Azeka, but 80% of the time, we're going to spin into a Titan of Industry, which is just ridiculous. And then you know what, the next turn, we're probably going to spin into another free Titan of Industry, and then another free Titan of Industry, and not many decks in Standard can keep up with a free Titan of Industry for 3 or 4 turns in a row. We also have 1 Spirit Sisters Call, which is just so sweet in this deck. A lot of our sagas end up in the graveyard eventually on their own. Plus we have things like Fable the Mirror Breaker to filter. So this is a way in the late game that we're getting back Cammy War. So we're getting back Titan of Industries and just really grinding our opponent out. Otherwise, we got some sweepers, and these sweepers are really, really good in Standard. If you think about Standard right now, the first thing I think of is Busted Planeswalkers. The Esper deck is overloaded with Wandering Emperors and Kaido Suzuki's and Elspeths and Lulz. And then the aggro decks, a lot of them are Obnixilis decks, and 2 Obnixilises on turn 3, really hard to keep up with. Well, Battle of Frost and Fire burn down the house, along with dealing with a board full of creatures, also sweep away a board full of Planeswalkers. So this is a great way for us to catch up against Planeswalker decks, catch up against creature decks. As far as the sideboard, against control, we get a Coma, so it's uncounterable, some counters, Tamio safekeeping, a bunch more removal and sweepers for aggro, some graveyard hate and unlicensers. And that is the Cammy War for Standard. That's our Much Abrew for today. So let's jump into some games and see, is it finally time for 5-color piles to work in Standard? Thanks to the new Triomes from Streets of New Capenna. Let's find out. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap-up. Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom. You can pick up all the Magic the Gathering cards you need and support the show, and even get a free MTG Goldfish sticker by heading over to cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. Much Brew About Nothing time. We are Cammy. Oh my god, it's a lot of Cammy Wars. We are trying to Cammy War. We do need lands. Sand is so expensive. Wait, tap land, tap land. We are on the play. We are on the play. And if we get to this, whew, we're going to be killing stuff for days. Oh, but we need to draw a lot of lands. Many lands. We do have 30 lands in the deck. And this isn't a very fast deck. You know what? I think it's fine. We're going to try it. We might regret it, but we're gonna try it. It's hard to pass up double Kami War in the Kami War deck. Like, if our goal is a Kami War, how do you ship back the handful of... Ooh, that's a good draw. That is a good draw. That means we only need one land and we can hopefully start filtering. Opponent, Prosperous Innkeeper. Well, all right. It's a tap land, but it's a land. It's a land. It counts. We're getting there ever so slowly. Have not resolved a single Kami War. I'm actually like very excited about this. See if it's actually... Oh, Zika's Chariot. Okay, well, drawing a land right now would be nice. Untap land, kill the Chariot with Binding. That would be the best. Or a Kami War. Uh-oh. All right, well, Fable of the Mirror Breaker. But I think we might be dead. So best case, we hit a land next turn, but our opponent's already going to be so far ahead. Too far ahead. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Like, so if we can survive, wedding announcement. All right, getting worse. If we can survive, we can blow up the Chariot and then Battle of Frost and Fire the board. Oh, it's going to be close. All right, opponent hits us down to 50. Land. Token. Life. Well, okay. We're going to discard... Discard. Okay, there is a land. We don't have blue mana, so play this on green. Binding the Old Gods. What? Our opponent scooped? Okay, well. All right, apparently we did literally nothing that whole game, then we guessed Binding the Old Gods and our opponent scooped. We will accept it. What do we want against this deck? Unleash Inferno seems good. Meatball Massacre seems good. What do we not want in this crazy brew? Oh, this deck is so wild. Look at this pile. Look at this beautiful, beautiful pile of Magic cards. 30 lands, all the Kami Wars, Spears. I love this deck. I don't know if it's good, but I love the look of this deck. Courier's Briefcase. Some card draw. I do like drawing cards. What do we cut, though? Well, that's the question. What are we cutting? All right, let's go down. One Azeka's Chariot. One Lair of the Hydra. I think 28, 29 lands. 29 lands should be fine. I hope. And then... You know what? Let's go one Titan of Industry. Let's run like that. Let's run it like that. Well, so far so good. Thanks to our opponent scooping irrationally, but I can't believe they scooped. All we did was play Binding the Old Gods. That's not even that good. All right, we got a Sweeper and Unleashing Inferno, which is sweet. Yeah, we'll keep this. This is a slow start, but that is also what our deck is. This deck is always going to have slow starts. It's slow starts and then hopefully catching back up. Although we do have the Fable of the Mirror Maker. That's probably our best early game card, I guess. Ooh, there's the Kami. Well, tap land go. Forced and passes. Well, tap. Uh-oh. Well, GG opponent. We drew it. We drew it again. Nice knowing you, opponent. Land wedding announcement. Well, we also have a sweet 3 mana enchantment. Let's play Shipwreck Marsh and Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Go. Opponent. Ooh, wedding announcement part 2. Tokens for days. Let's discard. Oh my goodness, this is actually tough. Courier's Briefcase. Battle of Frost and Fire. 7 damage to creature planeswalker. Excess damage destroys. Okay. Green, black, red. All right, so play this. Go attacking. Make a treasure. If our opponent only blocks with 2 tokens, then we will blow them out. All right, opponent chooses the blowout path. They should have blocked with more. All right, so we'll kill that. And then kill that. Wow, what a blowout. What a blowout. That's one that you could scoop to. If you scoop to that one, I wouldn't blame you. Wow, another wedding announcement. The bad news for our opponent is, I think we just get to play a Kami War here. Flip the Saga. Go attacking, make a treasure. Yeah, we're definitely playing a Kami War, opponent. Blocks, no blowout this time. Land on green, Kami War. Yes, doing it. Yoink. And your go. So exile. The next turn we get to bounce. And then the following turn we get a 6. Oh, we're crushing our opponent here. Yeah, bounce the wedding announcement. Lair of the Hydra. Is this legendary? It's not. Whew. Play the Celestus. Binding the Old Gods. Blow up the Troll. Probably should have done that opposite. Maybe we should have bounced the Troll and then blew up the wedding announcement, but I feel like we're in pretty good shape either way. So what does this do? Whenever it attacks, if any player chooses an online card in your graveyard, return it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, this is gonna be good. Wow, this is so good. Grab a land, flip, haste it, attack you. Opponent has to give us back one of these 3 cards. Okay, maybe Kamiwar's good. Wow. Hasty Kamiwar with Reflections of Kikiji, or it's like we're playing a OG Kamigawa. We get back the Courier Briefcase. Opponent going to take 8. I'll play the Briefcase. Play the land, Binding the Old Gods. And opponent, GG's, and wow! That was spectacular. I like this deck already. Kamiwar. Let's keep doing that. Much brew about nothing time. We are Kamiwaring in standard, and now we got a Kamiwar. We'll give this a shot. Could use some early game ramp. Opponent. Call me Ambush. Well, you know what? It's not Esper, so we'll take it. I think we played against Esper 17 times in a row. Thankfully, you won't see all those matchups. I only include one of them, but God. Quickly reach the scoop instantly stage of the game. Well, play this on green. Play Azeka. Ship the turn. So Azeka does a bit of ramping, which is nice. All right, opponent's playing Gruul by the looks. Tovola. Ah, they're a werewolf deck. I'll play the land on blue. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just got a Battle of Frost and Fire. It's a bummer to lose Azeka, but we can't really let Tovolar go off. That's a bad plan. Hopefully we keep hitting lands. Opponent, land. All right, Rabbit Battery. Lair of the Hydra. All right, well, good turn to draw land. All right, we do draw the land, which is nice. Scry 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean, I guess we got to put both of these to the bottom and keep the land? Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, I think that's it. Play the land. We got to check our mana here. Green, black, whatever, blue, red, white. All right, so play this on red. Pass the turn. So this does mean we get to Kamiwar next turn if we want to. We could also Battle of Frost and Fire if we had to. We'll see what our opponent does. All right, Lair of the Hydra, sure. Well, in this case, I think we just fire up our own Lair of the Hydra to kill the bunny. Drop to 15. Well, okay, I mean, this is definitely not the fullest value, but Kamiwar. Pass the turn. It feels very awkward to play that with nothing on the battlefield, but what else are we going to do? We want to trigger that Battle of Frost and Fire, so, I mean, it is going to flip into a 6/6 eventually. Ugh. Okay, opponent has to discard. I'll play the land. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And pass the turn. Pass the turn. Opponent has an 8/8 hexproof. Land. Vivian on the hunt. Okay. Makes a rhino. Grows the dorks. I mean, I guess we take 10. We draw a useless land. Well, discard and discard. Courier's Briefcase. Prismatic Bridge. No attacks. Unsure if we're even alive here, though. Do we even get another turn? I'm not sure that we do. Tovolar. Okay. Gonna draw some cards. Rabbit Battery and Tovolar. Takes a Rabbit Battery. Please, the rabbit battery. Well, I mean, I guess we can jump block to stay alive. And then we should get a Titan of Industry. Gonna equip to the Tovolar? Yep. How are we attacking? Counters on the Tovolar. Kill the Tovolar, block and block. Stay at 5. Gonna be close. Prismatic Bridge. Titan Industry. Destroy Rabbit Battery. Make a 5/5. We don't want our opponent hasting in something big. That would beat us for sure. Or make a 4/4. Flip the Saga. Cami War. Get rid of the Vivian. Yeah, get rid of the Vivian. Pass the turn. Actually, I think we had to play Jano. There's some world where we need to turn on, yeah, we're gonna play Jano. There's a world where we need to turn on this Lair of the Hydra to block and not die. Wow, what a crazy game. Battlecruiser magic. The big haymakers are flying. Thinking, yeah, this Caretaker's an annoyance. All right, Werewolf Pack Leader. I mean, opponent does need to make us block. If they don't force us to block enough and we get to start reflections of Kiki Jiking on Titan of Industry, that's gonna be very good for us. That's gonna be pretty decent. Wow, what a crazy game, opponent. Lair of the Hydra time? Although Lair of the Hydra is not even that good, is it? I mean, I guess it does force the blocks, and we don't have the green mana to cast the Titan of Industry. All right, opponent's gonna make tokens. Interesting. Sure. Counters on the Rhino. Goes to combat. Attacks with everything. All right, so opponent has an 8/8 Rhino. Oh, this is so tricky. Do we value keeping this Titan of Industry alive? I mean, we probably got to kill the Caretaker, right? Okay, block, block, block. I think we just got to do this. This Caretaker is too much of a problem. So get rid of the Caretaker. We do get another Prismatic Bridge, which is hopefully another Titan. Please don't hit the Zika. All right, Titan of Industry. Mega 4/4, gain life. Oh my god, Kami War. Okay, bounce the Werewolf Pack Leader, make you discard it. Kami War. Snipe the Rhino. Oh my goodness. The late game is so intense. And now we get to start attacking. And opponent's done. Oh, we were so far behind. The Kami Wars came through. Oh. Well, that was a testament to what this deck can do. When the deck actually gets going, it is a sight to behold, I would say. Opponent's deck is scary. They got some good cards. Vivian and that Caretaker. Caretaker in specific. Whew, that's a scary one. How do we deal with Caretaker? Hexproof. Hexproof, what a mechanic. Well, okay. We don't want to get too slow either. That's also a risk. 7 damage. These are the cards we're mostly interested in. I could also see an argument for some number of Disdainful Strokes. The question is, how do we fit them in? When you go down to Izika worked out that time, although we saw our opponent has main deck enchantment destruction, so I don't know about the odds of it working long term. Might not be as high as we think. We can probably go to 29 lands, binding. What else do we cut? I mean, maybe Coma's not even worth it. Hard to find room. We have so many good cards. Hard to find room for all the cards we want to bring in. Maybe Meat Hook's not that good. Opponent's creatures are pretty big. Go like 1 Disdainful Stroke and maybe we go to 1 Binding. Let's try it like that. All right, try it like that. I mean, we got him in game 1. We got to see the power of the Kami War. Takes a while to get going, but once it goes, and also, I mean, Titan of Industry. Ooh, all right. There's probably some risk that we get run over, but that's always a risk going around the draw with this deck. Opponent. All right, Spar Headquarters, go. Opponent, land, and Outland Liberator. Well, land on black. Courier's Briefcase, go. Tovolar would be a scary follow-up. We do not have a way to kill it. I mean, Shatter Skull could do it in the late game, but we got a little while before that'll be good enough. I think we want a sweeper. That's what we'd like to draw into most, is some sort of sweeper. Also just like Infernal Grass. All right, opponent does have the Tovolar. Yeah, draw them cards. Well, play a land. Play the Celestus. Oh, opponent's gonna get to draw a lot of cards here. Oh, a few too many cards. Come on, sweeper. Come on, sweeper. Opponent goes to combat, gets in. Well, we're going to chump something. Opponent gets to draw a card. We drop to 16. Opponent's hand is full. Plays a land. Ill-tempered loner. Well, okay. Courier's briefcase. Courier's briefcase. Ravine's tower. I mean, we got all the briefcases. All the briefcases in the world. Opponent gets to flip all the werewolves. Oh, God. And discard a Celestis. So this gets a free kill now? Jeez. Yeah, I think we're dead. Wow. I think we're super dead. We just didn't hit the sweeper. Could not find the sweeper. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks with everything. Gets to blow up our Celestis. Like, I don't even think Titan of Industry saves us here, and our opponent's just gonna draw infinite cards. Yeah, we go to 13. We lose our board. So we can sack everything to play a Titan of Industry, but we can't even block because of this. This was an impressive werewolf start. I will say, opponent pack leader. And a rabbit battery. I think we need to draw a sweeper right this second. That is our one out. If we draw a sweeper right now, we got a shot. But that's the only chance. Titan Industry, not good enough. 1, 2, 3. Well, cycle. Sweeper, no. All right. Well, fast start, slow draw, and we did just not hit a removal spell. We even tried to speed up the deck too. We just still didn't hit it. Maybe we do want Meat Hook. Maybe we can ramp enough to make it worth it. I feel like we just need, you know what? No disdainful strokes. Our opponent's deck apparently just had a weird draw in the first game, because that game they were super low to the ground and aggressive. Bring in a Meat Hook. You know what? Go down the Zika for a Meat Hook. Run it like that. We got all the removal we could possibly have. We're on the play. Let's see if the Kami War can take down. I mean, this is the ultimate battle. This is Kamigawa versus Innistrad once and for all. Well, I guess we keep this just because we have Fable the Mirror Breaker. The hand is still pretty slow, but hopefully Fable can do something. Well, there's a Kami War. Land, go. Opponent untaps. Land, werewolf pack leader. Well, we will play a Fable the Mirror Breaker. Pass the turn. Can we get to our late game haymakers? That's the real question. Opponent land. Has the nut draw. Sure. Opponent gets to draw a card. Now we are going to discard 2 Titans of Industry. Play a Fable the Mirror Breaker. Play Rafine's Tower. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. Gonna be close. Ill-tempered loner. I mean, we will double block the Tovolar if they attack. Battle of Frost and Fire might be decent here. Opponent passes. Okay, so do some looting. Discard Kami War. We're gonna discard the Lounge. We want to draw an untap land. All right, more tap lands. Well, we get to flip. I mean, this is still okay just because... Well, actually, I guess this is okay for multiple reasons. Well, play Jetmir's Garden. How do we want to do this? Killing Tovolar seems decent. You know what? Let's just Binding the Old Gods. Kill Tovolar. So our opponent doesn't get to flip all their stuff. Pass the turn. And we still have the Battle of Frost and Fire for the future. Opponent goes on the big attack. Draws a card. Let's double block. If our opponent wants to pump, that's fine. All right, we dropped to 14. We're close. We got the Kami War. We also got the Battle of Frost and Fire. Opponent does have way more cards in hand than us at the moment, but hopefully we can solve that eventually. Like, I feel like we should win the late game. Ooh, Azeka's Chariot, eh? All right, well, we get to get a land. We flip the Saga. Go to combat. Get in. Make a treasure. Ooh. All right, opponent crews. Well, this is actually kind of fine. Since our opponent crewed, now we will definitely just Battle of Frost and Fire. Sweep the board, get rid of the chariot too, and now we can spend the rest of the game playing Cammy Wars. Hopefully, opponent plays a land. 5 cards in hand. Ill-tempered loner. Well, we gotta plan for that in a rabbit battery. Sure, hits us for 1. Well, we get to scry. We do need to not die to something big off this. We are down to 9, which is frightening. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, lair the Hydra to the bottom. Keep the Meat Hook Massacre. Courier's Briefcase to make a 1/1. Cammy War. Get rid of the loner. Pass the turn. We just want to make sure this rabbit battery doesn't haste something potentially lethal in this turn. That's why we wasted our Courier's Briefcase. Looking at our sagas, I mean, I guess we're kind of a saga deck. All right, Werewolf Pack Leader and Outland Liberator and blows up the Cammy War. Sure. Well, we'll block. Untap. Cammy War number 2, draw some cards. Get rid of the Pack Leader. Opponent, Fable the Mirror Breaker. That is a good card. No doubts about it. Although Cammy War does handle it pretty well. We just bounce the token and make our opponent discard. That's actually pretty good. I guess Unleash the Inferno is actually a good answer to it too. Maybe Unleash the Inferno is actually a good card. Oh, we're close. What we want to do is find another land at some point. Wow, runs out of Liberator. Oh goodness, that's spicy. That is spicy. Oh, that's so spicy. So we'll get rid of the Liberator. Also gonna be sweet. Opponent's got a discard. Spirit Sister's Call is looking insane. Opponent discarded the Liberator. I mean, I think we just get back to Cammy War. Spirit Sister's Call. Cammy War. Sack Cammy War. Get rid of the Goblin. So opponent can do some looting, but now the Spirit Sister's Call, so much value. Opponent discards a Telflower, draws a card. Outland Liberator. Well, they can blow up the Spirit Sister's Call. But even if they gotta get the Spirit Sister's Call. You can't leave this. You can't leave. No, opponent. If you blow up the Cammy War, you lose. You can't do that. As tempting as it may be, I don't think you can do it. I just don't think you can do it. Opponent. So opponent does have a lot of answers for enchantments. Wow, passes. Well, we will bounce the Liberator. Force our opponent to... Wow, all right, opponent just lets it go. Was not really expecting that. Okay, well, Courier's Briefcase. Courier's Briefcase. Pass the turn. Titan of Industry, sack a token. 4/4 and blow up your Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I think we're good. Wow, Spirit Sister's Call so... This deck is just so sweet. I don't know if it's good at all, but it is sweet. Liberator returns, sure. Are you finally gonna blow something up about it? Rabbit battery. Hey, set, sure. Bring it, Liberator. Bring it. Opponent passes. Oh, they're just gonna let us keep it. So Cammy War flips. We go to combat. We do some attacking. Opponent takes it. Well, end of turn. I think we take a Titan of Industry. So good! Yes, we will sack a 1/1. We will make a 4/4 and blow up Rabbit Battery. Just in case. I can't believe our opponent's not blowing up the Spirit Sister's Call. I guess maybe they figure they lose either way, but okay, they managed to flip it. I mean, I guess our opponent was in a pretty bad spot regardless, and opponent scoops it up, and that was a good test. So the challenge of this deck seems to be making it to the late game. Can we make it to the late game? If we do make it to the late game, good golly, do crazy things happen. We got to see Spirit Sister's Call go for flipping Cammy Wars. The question is, do we get there? Do we actually get there? When we do, it is really sweet, though. That's a good one. That was a good one. Sweet. Much more about nothing time. We are Cammy Warring in Standard, and yeah, this is fine. No Cammy War, but man is good. We actually can do something earlier in the game. Ooh, get a little ramp. Well, Shatter Skull Smashing, go. See how good Courier's Briefcase is. Probably decent art deck just because we can actually draw cards with if we need to. Opponent. Pathway, Tenacious Underdog. Well, land and Courier's Briefcase. Go. Opponent gets in heads as well. No Rafine. That's a bit of good luck. Opponent is Esper Control, Kaido Suzuki. And draws a card. Now play the land. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Hit our opponent. Yeah, Esper's tough. Esper's just such a good deck. Opponent, land. Getting in. We will take our beats. Down to 14. Draws another card with Kaido. We get to loot. Let's discard a Zika and discard a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Draw some cards. Attack Kaido, get a treasure. Wandering Emperor. All right, so opponent, removal for days. We're gonna make a samurai, okay. And blocks and trades. Tricky. What do we do here? That's a lot of really busted planeswalkers on the battlefield at once. Binding the Old Gods. Get rid of the Kaido. Land on white. Pass the turn. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 11. Makes a samurai. Land. Wolf. All right, so if it's a really strong planeswalker, our opponent's got it. Basically Super Friends, I guess. It would be fair to consider this deck. Well, all right, search for a tapped forest. I think we're in really bad shape, though. Grab a Triome. Flip the Saga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even think this Titan Industry can save us, can it? Well, Playstylist does. Play Courier's Briefcase. Shatter Skull Smashing. So, I mean, I guess we're hoping for some miraculous Titan of Industry shenanigans. What a curve this Esper deck has. Void Red kills the Reflections. I mean, and it has the best removal. Esper deck's so absurd. Taking up. Like, I don't even feel like this Titan of Industry does anywhere near enough. Goes attacking. I mean, I guess we double block and drop to dead. Yeah, down to 7. Well, we'll see. Maybe let's see if our sideboard can save us from. I mean, in our defense, our opponent did just have, like, I think the most optimal curve their deck can have. Like, Tenacious Underdog, into Kaido, into Wandering Emperor, into Wolf, throw in a Void Rend after that to blow up our best stuff. Ooh. You know what an interesting draw it might be at the moment? That would be Burn Down the House. You know what actually gets rid of all the planeswalkers and all the creatures? Not dead yet. Not dead yet. Play the land. Okay, well, that was good. Oh, actually, we are dead yet. Actually, no, I guess we're not technically dead yet, but we're mostly dead yet. So we can blitz the Underdog, which means we have to fire up Lair the Hydra. And if our opponent can kill it, then we're dead. All right, well, we'll see. Lair the Hydra. Block. Well, go Titan, another Tenacious Underdog. Sure. Opponent gets to draw even more cards. Well, Titan of Industry. We will gain 5, make a 4/4. All right, we're fighting the good fight. Titan Industry that can block a Tenacious Underdog finally. Opponent, more unconditional removal in Void Rend and Luminarch Aspirant. The hits keep coming. Land, more Luminarch Aspirants. Gonna grow stuff, gonna go attacking, we're gonna block. We could use another sweeper. Our mana is actually kind of awkward. Well, Shatter Skull Smashing. That's kind of a sweeper-ish. Kill the Luminarch Aspirants. Opponent taps. All right. Yep. Takes our stuff. Tenacious Underdog. Blitzes. Draws a card. Tenacious Underdog is a absurd card. Yeah, now we're dead. Loot. Well, considering how fast of a start our opponent got off to, the fact that we almost stabilized was good. So, well, I guess Coma comes in. Unleash the Inferno, maybe? Disdainful. I don't even know what we do against this deck. So we want the sweepers. Disdainful Stroke's like kind of good. Like it's good against the planeswalkers, but it doesn't stop Elite Spellbinder, Luminarchus Pirate, Tenacious Underdog again and again and again and again. So maybe it's not even that good. And then everything we do gets void rended. All right, well, try it like that. I am fully convinced that Esper is the best deck in the format by a very considerable margin. But we'll see. We'll play first. Sure. We have some magic cards. Land, go. Opponent plays a tap land. Well, we'll play a land and play a Courier's Briefcase. Ship the turn. Land. Luminarchus Spirant. All right, well, if we ever get to 7 mana, look out. Titan Industries for days. Opponent grows Luminarchus Spirant, gets in, hits us. Sure, down to 17. Plays a land. Tenacious Underdog. Okay, I mean, make him have it. Prismatic Bridge, go. So, I mean, we know our opponent's got Void Rends for days, so I'm not expecting this to work out. But if it does, decent chance we get a Titan of Industry. Opponent gets in for 1 million. We'll take it down to 10. As a Void Rend, of course. Well, that's what we expected to happen. We draw a tap land and... All right, we are going to need a miracle. Yes, Disdainful Stroke's not looking great. We talked about it during sideboarding, but like it's probably a necessary evil, but it doesn't stop your opponent from doing this, and this is exactly what they're doing. Down to 6, dead on board. Land, passes, Courier's Briefcase. I mean, I guess that could technically keep us alive for a turn, maybe by chump blocking, perhaps, but probably not really. All right, well, yep, your go about it. Cycles Rafine's Tower. Untaps. Bloodchief's Thirst, and Death. Well, you might think this is a vote against our deck being good. I don't really look at it that way, though, because no matter what we play, this Esper deck wins, because Esper deck is incredibly strong. Fair enough. Cammy War time in Standard, and sounds kind of sweet. We got the Prismatic Bridge. Can we ramp into it? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Maybe. Yeah, let's start with the tap land. So we can Courier Briefcase next turn into maybe Fable the Mirror Breaker. Yeah, let's just play this on black. Play the Briefcase. Make a dork pass the turn. Is it a Jeskai? Well, go to combat. Attack ya. Shatter Skull smashing. A little painful, but play 8 Fable the Mirror Breaker. Well, that's probably worth paying for. That does mean we're not ramping into Prismatic Bridge next turn, but Fable the Mirror Breaker is pretty good. Opponent passes. Actually, maybe we still could. Discard a Smashing and Proving Ground. Draw some lands. Go to combat. All right, Cinderclasm. Play the land, pass the turn. Oh, so close. So close. Passes. Well, flip the Saga. Blue, white. All right, play this on green. So many counters. Now what? Do we even go for it? Like, the odds of it resolving are feel so slim. Well, all right. Yeah. I mean, I don't think we can play this deck afraid. I think we gotta slam stuff when we can. Prismatic Bridge. About it. Unexpected Windfall. All right, resolves for the time being. About it adapts. Is it dragon time? Land. I mean, I guess it could also have Leer. All right, there's a gold span. Opponent making all the mana, gets and hits us. Down to 13. All right, Titan of Industry. Shield counter 4/4. Binding the Old Gods. Are we countering this? Reflection of the Kijiki Titan of Industry is kind of insane. Okay, Unexpected Windfall to try to draw some cards. Well, all right, we will copy the Titan of Industry. Make a 4/4 and shield counter. Blow up the gold span dragon. What an insane setup. This is what, turn 5? So many Titans of Industry. Are they thinking about bouncing it? Wow, what a start. What a start. March of Swirling Mist to phase it out. Okay. Well, we'll play a land and hit you for 7. Opponent goes to 12. Untaps. Well, all right. I guess combo off if you can, opponent. You got all the mana in the world. The shield counters are kind of nice here. Celestis. Well, that's not exactly what we were afraid of. Gets in and kill it. Snake and Rage. Snake and Rage. And the Shame Scoop. That was a confident attack, too. Opponent, woo, getting in there. And no, sir. We got him with the Shave Scoop. All right, that went well. That shows what Prismatic Bridge can do. It is pretty sweet when you only have Titan of Industry to hit. Well, Disdainful Stroke seems decent. We can go down probably like a Battle of Frost and Fire. A Battle of Frost and Fire. Maybe a Binding. A Zeus's Many Journey for Infernal Grasp. Do we need to be oh, definitely want Coma. Coma seems pretty excellent. I wonder, what about on Licenshurst? Are they a Leer deck, do you think? Maybe. So it's definitely Jeskai. Jeskai control. So I mean, probably this or something very similar to it. Oh yeah, definitely something very similar to this. Let me bring in a couple of counters, I guess. They do have extra turn spells, which is kind of annoying. So Graveyard Hate is good against Leer. I mean, also just killing Leer is pretty good. That's the other option. We could just try to keep Leer off the battlefield. Oh, 19 seconds. 19 seconds. That's not a ton. Not a ton of seconds. Okay. Boom. 61 card special. Spent too much time. Oh, so we're on the draw. Can we stop the Goldspan Dragons? Can we stop the Leers? Can we stop the extra turn spells? Those are the questions. Is this a 0-lander? How do you get a 0-lander with a 30-land deck? I didn't know that was possible. That does not seem very likely. Well, I mean, we're shipping this one for sure. All right, well, this will keep. Probably just put Burn Down the House to the bottom. I guess it's fine-ish, sort of, relatively. All right, opponent, let's see it. I mean, I don't think our opponent's deck can play that many counters just because they are a Leer deck and Leer shuts down counters, so they shouldn't be able to play that many. Almost a combo control deck still. Opponent land passes. Well, we will play a land pass. Untap land would be sweet. Maybe get down the Celestis. Opponent land passes. Actually, do we play? You know what? Let's Courier's Briefcase. Play the tap land. I think this is fine. Land passes. Well, land on green. Celestis. And we might as well hit you for 1. All right, Memory Deluge, but it's gonna go digging. I mean, the good news is, technically we are to the Kami War stage of the game already. Yeah, hit you for 1. Opponent untaps with a handful of cards. Finding a Disdainful Stroke would be super good. That would be immensely helpful. Opponent red manas. I mean, if they gold span, we are going to try to kill it. Opponent, pump fakes. Wow, they're just going to pass? All right, well, pass. We get to loot. Oh, this is not bad. Very interesting. I mean, that is a way to kill a gold span. Let's discard Fable the Mirror Breaker, I think. Yeah, discard Fable the Mirror Breaker. Go to combat. Attack you. Triome. Yeah, pass the turn. I mean, we can just draw through with this briefcase, which is sweet. Like, if our opponent plays something we gotta kill, then we gotta do what we gotta do. Otherwise, we can cash in the briefcase to draw 3, which is, that's a lot of cards. That's a lot of cards. Expressive iteration, sure. I mean, I think we're looking for coma mostly. Opponent draws a couple cards. Do they find their land? No. Hanada? All right. Tap land. So they're going to lose Hanada? Wow. All right. Well, that's a whiff. We will draw 3. Ah, there's Disdainful Stroke. That is a big draw. Go to combat. Hit you with a 1/1. Yeah, Disdainful Stroke is huge. That is huge. How do we want to do this? Fable the Mirror Breaker. Resolves. Courier's Briefcase. Pass the turn. Loot. Discard the land. I mean, we're not in bad shape. We're not in bad shape. Opponent, land. Counter it. All right, so opponent gets down to Hanada, but that's fine. Because we have Camiwar. Discard 1 land, I think. Yeah, discard a land. Play the land. Camiwar. Snipe the Hanada. Hit and dead. Taking out the control deck. Maybe this deck's good. Why is this bugged? That was weird ranking up. Maybe it's kind of working though. It's kind of working. I mean, that's a tough deck to play against. And the Camiwar came through. I kind of like it. Maybe it's finally time. Thanks to the Triomes. Maybe it's time for a Camiwar in these 5-color files to shine. Deck sweet. Much brew about nothing time. We are Camiwaring in standard. Now that we got all the new Triomes, can actually cast 5-color spells, opening up some interesting possibilities. And oh, you know what? We're gonna keep this. We do need to hit a land. 1 land. If we get 1 land to get to the Celestis, we should be good. Found it. Mountain Blood Tithe Harvester. All right. Well, there's a land. Go. Boo. Ooh, double Blood Tithe Harvester. Gets and hits us. Well, play this on blue. Play Celestis. All right. One more land. One more. I lied. We need one more. One more to get to all these 5-drops when it hits us. Or are they sacking to find a land? Looks like. Okay. Looting with Celestis would help. Come on, land. Camiwar. Discard a Camiwar. Okay, there's the land. That is big. So play this on white. Battle of Frost and Fire. Sweep the board. Okay. We overcame the kind of fast start. That's always a question with this deck. Can we stabilize? If we can stabilize, then we should win. Excuse me. We'll do some scrying. Sure, we'll keep a land. Well, opponent has an issue though, which is we're gonna play a Prismatic Bridge. And the Azeka's out of our deck, so we know that this is going to hit Titan Industry into Titan Industry into Titan Industry into Titan Industry. No randomness, no questions. We know that's what's gonna happen. I mean, maybe our opponent can kill it. All right, Azeka's Chariot. And I think that just means we win. Opponent gets in, hits us, makes a treasure. Sure. Well, a Prismatic Bridge. Surprise, Titan Industry. We will destroy an artifact or enchantment, put a shield counter on it. So get rid of the Azeka's Chariot. Shield counter on Titan Industry. Actually, his shield counter was kind of useless, wasn't it? Huh, that was a little silly. Yeah, I think shield counter was actually the wrong choice. Well, let's Battle of Frost and Fire. I think it's the wrong choice because we would have, we're just gonna lose it here. I was thinking we were protecting it, but really we weren't. All right, discard that. Sweep away the board again. Lose the shield counter that we put on there for some unknowable reason. You know, I think we hold on to that for now. Play the land, pass the turn. Well, this is sweet, because now we can start doing Spirit Sister call stuff, too. This deck is just, when it goes off, it's so spectacular about it. Tenacious Underdog, good card. Ooh, Ob. All right. Well, now we got to deal with the Ob. Although, we know we're getting another... Titan of Industry, so I think it'll be fine. Yeah, we'll take that, too. So, we get to loot. Discard a Triome, a Titan of Industry. Gain 5. Blow up the Reflection. Do some scrying. Definitely putting that to the bottom. Actually, maybe we just put all these to the bottom. They're gonna get messed up by the bridge anyway. So we go to combat. We kill an Ob. Play Spirit Sister's Call. Courier's Briefcase. End of turn. Cami War. Sack the Battle of Frost and Fire. And yeah, get rid of that Ob too. An opponent. Once the Cami War comes, they're just done. They're just done. Maybe no one beats a Cami War. Like maybe that's the lesson. Maybe just no one can beat it. I mean, it's 6 mana. It's 6 mana. That's how you beat it, is just by surviving it. Well, this setup actually seems pretty good. I feel like this deck is ready for Obs, because you know what's pretty good against multiple Planeswalkers is like Battle of Frost and Fire, Burn Down the House. Those are the big ones. They just get rid of everything. I don't even know if we really change much of anything. Like, we go down into Zeus's Many Journeys, go down a Lair of the Hydra for maybe like a Meatball Massacre, and just run it like that. I mean, really, hit our sweepers. Hit our sweepers. That's what we need. So this deck feels really good, except for against Esper. Although, every deck we play feels bad against Esper. That's a tradition in this standard. We play against Esper and we get smacked. I want to play this Proving Grounds, but I don't think we can afford to get... You know what? Whatever, we're going to play it. I'm worried about this getting duressed. That's the risk. Don't it, land. Blood Tithe Harvester. Sure. Well, Shattered Skull Smashing, untapped. Courier's Briefcase. Get a ramp on. Do we have the turn 3 Ob? Double Ob. Looks like no. Opponent gets in, hits us, no blocks. Down to 14. There's the duress. Well, at least we got our land down first. Lots of good options. Binding might be the card we want the most because it ramps. Yeah, opponent takes it. Meatball Massacre. I'm afraid to play this Azeka. You know what? Let's just play the Swamp. I think pass. This is a sketchy scenario if we don't hit lands. Opponent goes to combat. I feel like we're about to get obbed. Hits us. Down to 11. Land. Immerstrom Predator. Okay. Yeah, not looking great. Not looking great. We got depth. We hit a land, which is somewhat helpful. Play this on blue. I mean, I guess it's just Prismatic Bridge. I guess that's it. Hope that it sticks. Hope that we live. Opponent adapts. Hits us. Grows. I mean, if we get to start spinning into Titan Industries, we got a shot. Does have the sneaky reach. We need this to live, though. We need the Prismatic Bridge to live. Ugh, Ob. Okay. That's less than ideal, I would say. Makes a devil, takes it up, we'll discard Titan of Industry. Well, spin it to win it. There's the Titan of Industry. Gain 5, make a 4/4. I mean, I guess we just gotta kill the Ob. Yeah, kill an Ob. And then go after the blood. Pass the turn. Opponent land. ticks up. Yeah, let's discard War. We don't have the mana for it. You know what we want? We want a white source. The Spirit Sister's Call would be sweet. Blood Tithe Harvester. Let's see if our opponent knows that Titan of Industry has reach. Some people do, some people don't. Is our opponent gonna learn a life lesson? Still do not know how this is an elemental, but whatever. Passing. All right, opponent does know. Come on, Zika. Well, okay. Meatball X2. Azika is pretty whiffy. Yeah. Sacks, grows, taps, eats. Well, we kill it. Kill the Ob. Well, we know, okay, we got the Zekas out of the way, so we know we're getting Titan of Industry next turn. 100%. Fable the Mirror Breaker. Good, but not good enough to beat a Titan of Industry. Oh god, here it comes. Oh, so good. Destroy artifact and enchantment, gain 5 life. So blow up that, gains up life. I wish we could get rid of this Predator. The Predator is annoying. Spirit Sister's Call. No attacks. We can't really do this yet. We need to get the War down first. The problem is our opponent can keep, doing this. Okay, opponent exiles. We weren't gonna get that anyway, so that's fine. Pass the turn. We just need one more land. One more land. Okay, well, there goes our War. Opponent's running out of ways to tap this, though, which is bad for them. They're running out of creatures to sack. Yeah, opponent's getting desperate. Opponent sacks, discards lol. Well, how about a Titan Industry? And opponent! Done! All right, this deck's sweet. So I gotta say, I mean, this deck's sweet on multiple levels, but I really love this Prismatic Bridge Titan of Industry plan. Like, that's really, really strong. If you can build your deck so you know you're hitting Titan of Industry, that's actually like kind of absurd. And now we got to see Spirit Sister's Call go off. We got to see War go off. We got to see all kinds of cool cards do cool things. So it's a really cool standard deck. I don't know if it ever beats Esper, but other than that, this is a really sweet standard deck. Nice. Sweet, sweet. So what did we learn this week about the War in Standard? And overall went 4-2 with the deck. So we lost to Esper, and actually, as I was trying to record this, I played against Esper 4 times in a row. So we lost, and you got to see that match, and then we lost again. That match I didn't include for the sake of diversity, and then we played twice more against Esper in a row, and I just scooped like on turn 1 because I didn't want to play Esper again. I wanted to see some different matchups. So the Esper matchup, it seemed tricky, although the Esper matchup's tricky for literally every deck we play. Like, I feel like I just never consistently beat that deck, no matter what we're playing. On the other hand, we kind of crushed everything else, and I've still been playing this deck for fun since recording, and it definitely can beat Esper. Like, the sweepers are good against the planeswalkers, and then eventually we get the big stuff going, but it is a tough matchup, but it definitely is really good against basically every non-Esper deck, and the deck is just super sweet. We got to see the War be kind of insane, being that 3-for-1, 4-for-1 we were talking about. We got to do the Prismatic Bridge Titan of Industry thing. That was basically unbeatable. Courier's Briefcase doesn't look like much, but it's actually like one of the best cards in our deck. Plus, we got to see Spirit Sister's Call shenanigans. The deck is just, oh my goodness, it is so much fun. This is one of my favorite decks I've played in New Standard. It's just big and rampy and weird and plays all these cards that no other deck plays, and it usually comes together and actually works out. So the only downside, I will say, is the deck is pretty expensive and everywhere. It's like $400 in paper, over $400 in paper. It's over 300 ticks on Magic Online. In an arena, it's like 60-ish rares and mythics, so there's only 75 cards in the deck. Almost all of them are rares and mythics. That's the downside of this 5-color mana base, all these Triomes, and then most of our non-lands are actually rares too. There's a couple of exceptions, but really we're playing a ton of rares and mythics, so not a cheap deck to put together, but if you got the cards, if you got the wild cards, it is a blast to play and way better than I would have expected. When you hear War and all this stuff, you think, oh, okay, that's probably pretty janky, but in the end, the deck actually felt surprisingly strong. So that's War. That's 5-color piles in Streets of New Capenna Standard. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.